Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and you are my eyes and ears. I thought that I sneezed on camera, but I didn't. Hey, remember this? Remember when I couldn't breathe, and the cops made me, with no air in my lungs, try to get the fucking snot out? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Courts on the ground. Am I the main character? I'm not a narcissist. I'm confused. I'm not saying the world revolves around me. I'm saying, why is the world revolving around me? All my joints ache since my spiritual battles today. Negative entities had been attacking me for a long time the past 2 days. And I've realized, one, this realization I get to pretty often, but then I forget because it's overwhelming and I'm alone. But everybody has gone insane. Everybody. Go on Facebook and scroll through comment sections. Not intending on saying anything. Just read them. They're fucking nuts. The only way is the way I am doing. Letting go. Like that movie, Leave the World Behind. That's the only way to stay sane and conscious. You can't focus and hold it all in and fight anymore. It just drives you into psychosis. Everybody's in psychosis, except the people rich enough to have all their needs met forever, so they can just chill. The people with the boots on the ground here, there's not a single one of us that is any saner than the other. I don't care. Oh, fuck you. God. How many of y'all feel like we don't have a natural sense of harmony anymore? So it's very hard to create our own reality in space, our inner world, where we can think about things, change, and make decisions. Doesn't it feel like we're all stuck now in AI that's replacing us, and we don't even realize it because it's knocked our brains unconscious? So at the very least, birds have been speaking to me. But it has to be right when you wake up, before your brain has been hijacked by AI parasites and predictive programming, to cause you to naturally, because we subconsciously learn that's the only way to live, sort of relinquish ourselves to something that isn't the Almighty. In that brief moment when my eyes open before something comes and tries to take control, you can find the simulation or the beings become aware. of you. So they start to encroach. And when they encroach, the birds, which are actually way more intelligent than when you realize. I know hunters can kill birds and kill rats. But what I'm saying is that birds get hijacked the same way I see these people that attack me get hijacked. And the birds come up and they make a noise I'd never heard. But if you can focus and hone in on the noise without real focus. So I'm saying, like, you have to let go to a point where you can be vigilant and be aware of everything and have a calm, stable, grounded nature so that you can actually monitor the changes for how they are and not how your mind is perceiving them to be. It takes the biggest form of selflessness to be able to see that way. And what I found is that you gain a greater access to a range of frequencies that our minds programmed in this society are not able to pick up on. They've taken it from us and they programmed us, I would say, through like electrons into our eyes, parasites in our brain, radio frequency stimulation through these giant microwaves we're inside that are constantly transmitting huge amounts of data to everything, including ourselves. But when I can pick up that higher level thing, so you get the same effect if you microdose LSD. And I wouldn't suggest it to anyone because you have to be so brave to not go insane. But in that, a bird flew up to me, flew right behind this. There was a black monster, like a spiritual entity, like a dark thing, trying to get me. And I was going to go back to sleep. And then a bird went to me, and it went, I scared a mouse. But in that sound, it was clear as day. It went, wake up! Wake up! Don't sleep! So I shot up, and then I saw the creature. And then immediately, I felt pressure on the side of my head when something tried to telepathically take control of my subconscious through my psychological trauma, perpetuated by people too afraid to take control of their lives and do the right thing and stay in a constant battle while also learning how to let go and chill. And then when it takes over, which it tries to do every morning, every single time I wake up, it tries. It's always there. Sometimes and if I like sleep really peacefully, where it's not bothering me, that's when like the bear showed up, the eagle shows up, the crows show up and scream at me, or I wake up and there's a praying mantis on the hood of my car, and it won't leave me alone all day. It just sits there staring at me. And then I go watch, 3 days later, I go watch the movie Nope about aliens, and the aliens are praying mantises. And then Joe Rogan goes and talks about, what if praying mantises are actually aliens and they're like 12 feet tall and a tank can't destroy them? And his guest just goes, maybe. But yeah, let's kill this bug right here. If I move to Hawaii, there's going to be black widows all around. So I didn't expect 5 of you to show up. That's the most views I gotten in a couple days. Just make sure you're all taking care of yourselves. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not a narcissist. I know I have problems. I think I'm not in a safe environment to be able to achieve a certain level of consciousness because nature is a very kind of strict organism. And in a lot of ways, it healed me and protected me and it honored me. But there are some things about society that I feel is like attaching things that I don't want attached to me. But when I attach them, I can get a certain realm of the collective conscious and see the way people think. And I can start to wake up to realizations about what it's like to be at peace and not live in survival mode. and then I can actually intellectually empathize with people on a greater level. And then I always realized I was fucking crazy. I was so crazy. But then I'm like, how am I going to find love if I don't get back, if I don't leave that behind, get back here and just keep fighting? When I'm vulnerable, I get raped spiritually. They take advantage of me. But like this, they fear me and they listen to me. And I do have a lot of value to offer. In a lot of ways, whatever this mode is, Commander Casey, King Kayasa, whatever, um, it's legendary. And it's not that I'm stupid. It's not that I'm broken beyond repair or a way that makes me inferior to other people. It's just that I sort of left my body behind to float as a spirit. Like, I don't even realize how my voice sounds. All I know is that it's hard to build my spiritual jawline back. And I can't remember what it was like before. But I know eventually I'll take supplements, do SSR, not SSRIs, but get my body producing hormones and serotonin correctly again once I work out. The best way to live is to live out in nature and then wake up and work out. If you live in your apartment and you go work out, all it does is drive you further and further into schizophrenic psychosis. And that's anybody. That's why their people are so delusional that they wake up in comfort and they go and fight every day. Not comfort, kind of comfort, but I mean the box. The box where you have cabinets and you can shower and the whole place is clean, except your cat, which has parasites it's always trying to infect you with, that do control your brain. And they will find out when you're free from the parasites, and they will suddenly start trying to rub their mouth into your mouth. Being a super empath like this, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. It was right outside the cabin. Actually, it was in the cabin. Thanks, man. Is that Jon Snow your profile picture? First fan from Saudi Arabia. Fasting takes out it goes in and takes out all your damaged cells and eats it. And then with all his mind, I'm just saying, separate from the influences of the world and reconnect to nature. And because all is mind, nature will heal you. It's conscious. And it will, as long as you honor it, it will honor you, and it will build you back better and realer with millions of years old networks instead of this new developing one that's taking over society. And then getting sunlight connects you to the highest, or gives you the capacity to connect to the highest. Supplements, and then I haven't figured out how to stop these things. Once I figured out how to live completely in the spirit realm and the world at this time, I'm constantly being attacked, or I might just, times I automatically assume it's an attack, so then it becomes an attack. But like as I'm talking here, things are communicating with me, and I don't know, like, how am I supposed to find love without settling? Is it possible for a girl to love me for me when I'm nowhere near what I'm capable of? But I just saw a big slit of light shine from outside in the woods where those things sit, and it said that I am. Whatever I was saying, it was validating the good parts. But I fucked around with AI for like 8 hours today, and it destroyed my whether it's an energy vampiring thing or it destroyed my serotonin. I feel empty and drained, like I'm just floating behind my body. Which means it's very easy for these things to get in. Most of my streams, I'm just at a point of depression that sometimes I'll just take autocorrect. I'm like, whatever you're trying to get me to say, I'm just going to say it. I saw a creature in the woods go stupefy. And then it casts some type of spell, which isn't real. It's not like there's a thing out there, but it's like a being, and that's the only way I can comprehend what it's doing, because it meets me where I'm at. I don't have the ability to understand what it's actually doing, so it's showing me through metaphors, which is what the stories of the Bible are. So I saw a being out in the woods go stupefy, and then cast a spell with a wand, and I saw it come in here and hit my foot, and my foot started to hurt really bad. And that's because it's a 2-day. I have this greater sense of, yeah, if you can hear, something is throwing things in here. Sometimes they pelt rocks. When I really try to I'll fight, I'll go deranged and fight every single day. Take myself from the foo-foo and doo-doo and raise, and I'll get to this point, this higher elevated point, and then a fucking rock beams out of the woods and slams into the corrugated metal. And then I have to sit there like, I don't know what that is, I don't know what to do, I don't know what you are, please leave me alone, please leave me alone, I'm safe, I'm protected, and I'm blessed, I'm safe, I'm protected, and I'm blessed, please, please, please stop. Attached to me. And then sometimes I'll be so out of it, I don't even realize that I was a puppet for weeks. So I just do my best. I try to keep going every day. And the thing was just, so I'm really proud that I got to get it before the interaction. This is the first time I was able to predict movement. That video, I completely controlled that guy's mind. And I watched as other higher level entities took control of him, and I was able to tell you exactly what his next decisions were going to be, because I knew how the demons respond to me as I'm connecting to my highest and gaining more control over my life. I knew exactly what was going to happen. In that video, I walk you through the entire thing. But other than that, before that, I was able to show you today, or yesterday, that I can get to a certain state of consciousness where the entire universe goes cannibalistic and they attack me to try to set up a rape ritual to scare me, traumatize me, take things I don't even understand away from me, like my spiritual protection, like my God's qualified immunity, I guess. And then they jump me. Spirits would just attack me for hours. And I feel lifeless and empty and drained, but I've learned how to not let that affect me. I used to not be able to stand. They would hit me in 2019, and I would be laying in bed, and the cat would freak out and look at the window, and the black creatures would crawl through the window, and they would go up to me, and they would rip into me and dig into me, and I'd be cold. Even in the middle of summer on 90-degree days, I'd be freezing. And I'm just seeing how the demons are just raping everything, that they were just constantly taking it and feeding it to other people, and those people would sort of use it as fuel to create the blessings I was trying to make as a master manifester. And then I wasn't able to think, so I wasn't able to empathize, I wasn't able to have emotions or process emotions. So my hot girlfriend, who I love very much, I still, even though she wasn't great, there were things that she did that weren't great. I still feel like I could have led the situation. Like, would she have entertained all these other people if I was functioning? I don't think so. I think she wanted to have kids with me, and I couldn't move. I couldn't move all day. So it's kind of, was it selfish to not just tell her to fuck off? I don't know. But with all these things that are out there, I'm just going to go to sleep. So, good night, fam. I will think tomorrow.